Hello, tech professionals and SAP consultants. Welcome back to our SAP Enhancement series. Before we dive into the today's technical deep dive, let us quick recap what we have been covered in our last session. That is the personalization and customization. Right now, we are exploring all the options that can used for the adjustment of SAP standard software. In that one, we have been checked the overview of the options available for modifying your SAP system and outline the guidelines that enables you to decide which options to be used. As an overview, there are three options available into the system for the adjustment of the SAP standard applications. That is the personalization, modification, and enhancement. These options are subdivided into the multiple change levels. That is the customization, personalization, modification, and enhancement and custom development. Out of these, we have been covered the personalizations and customization. As you will remember, personalization refers to the changes made at the user level, like uh, setting user specific default values or hiding the column into the table control, which do not required by any coding. In customization, involving the configuration the SAP standard system via implementation guide to meet the business requirement. SAP provides the ERP in the pre-built package, so we need to configure this pre-built package into the uh, our organization structure level and as per our organization process. That called as a customization. We have been already been trying to create division into the with reference to the SAP IMG. Usually this process will be performed by with the functional consultant, but as a technical consultant, we should have to be aware about this one, which options are available. Today we are moving beyond the configuration and into the world of development and the enhancement. We will explore how to add the custom logic to the SAP standard object without breaking the clean core or losing your changes during the an upgrade. So prior to that one, as we have been already been explained this flow, which options, how can we need to select the options, enhancement option while providing the business required process. These few practicals we have been already been covered. This is the agenda for today's exploration. The lesson describes the availability of enhancement types and their usages. If SAP standard application do not meet your business requirement, then different approach which can be taken to solve the problem. You change the level of the SAP software using the SAP Workbench are as follows: modification, enhancement, and customer development. Modifications or changes need to be SAP objects in the customer system. They can be executed with the help of user exits. These are subroutines reserved for the customers within the object in the SAP namespace, hard-coded at the various points within the SAP repository. The customer development. The customer development are programs developed by the customer that may or may not call SAP repository objects. For example, customer can create a program that call SAP functional modules. With the enhancement, the role are reversed. With the enhancement, the role is reversed. The SAP program call the repository objects that you as a customer has been created or changed. For example, you can implement a function module exit that is called by the SAP program. The enhancement can be made to the different types of repository objects as follows. In our ABAP program by using the function module exits, that is called the program enhancement. On the GUI status by using the menu exits, we call it menu enhancement. on screen by using the screen exist, to insert a subscreen in a area that SAP provides in an ABAP dictionary table or structure by using the table enhancement. That we are covering these all these things into the enhancement. So first of all, we will move to the enhancement. First enhancement, that is dictionary object enhancement. We can be proceed further. We can enhance the table and structures with the with field using the following options. These are append structure and customizing include or CI. Both techniques allow you to attach field to a table without modifying the table. Append structure is a structure you assign to exactly the one table. There can be a several append structure for a table. During the activation, the system search for all the active append structures for the table, attach them to the table. Append structure different from include structure. How they are referred to their tables. To include the fields from an include structure is a in a table. You must add you must add the dot include line in the table definition. In this case, the table refers to be substructure. Append structure refer to their tables. In this case, the reference does not alter the table in any way. Append structure allow you to attach the field to a table without actually modifying the table. Therefore, do not have to plan table enhancement using the append structure. An append structure can only be belongs to a one table. In contrast, customizing include allow you to use the same structure in multiple tables. The include statement must be already existing to the SAP table or structure. However, SAP developer have to plan table enhancement using the customizing include. Note that append structure and customizing include are not only the dictionary enhancement possibilities for the dictionary objects. Allow text enhancement available to allow to enhance some properties of the data elements and extension index to create to the standard tables and fixed value appends allow you to add the fixed values to the domain. So few other enhancement options also available into the dictionary objects SE11 or dictionary objects program enhancement. The purpose of a program enhancement to call an object in the customer namespace means in the SAP standard program calling the object with the customer namespace, that is a called enhancement program enhancement. The figure shows the various implementation technique for the program exit to that are available into the NetWeaver 7.0 version. If you see this screen, in this one, there are four options available for the program exit. In the SAP standard program, there will be the hooks in the form of user exit, customer exit, BTE, and business ADIs. All these are the hook points that provided into the SAP standard program. You can utilize these hooks to implement the particular user exit. It will create in the custom namespace, it will create the one subroutine. If you see this one, the subroutine, user exit with the subroutine with the customer source code will be created into the customer system, customer namespace that will be automatically called with the user exit. The function model is the nothing but the customer exit. This is the function model with the customer source code. It will be created and so it will be accessed through the SAP standard program. The function model BTA business transaction event. It is one of the technique that event driven technique that we utilize to trigger the custom code. SAP provides the provision to create the add the custom logic to the custom function models, and this is the BAdIs are the OOPS-based enhancement provided by the SAP to create the or implement the multiple implementation of particular enhancement point or enhance program SAP program enhancement. Next, the program enhancement allow you to execute the additional program logic for an SAP application program. The SAP currently provides the techniques outlined into the figure. These are the techniques outlined. We have already been discussed this. In the last figure also we have discussed the same. Now came to the main point, the menu enhancement. We definitely look the practical onto the same. Prior to that one, we should have to be know what we have to be what we wanted to be check into this one. The menu enhancement permits you to add additional menu options to an SAP standard menu. SAP system provides the following enhancement options for you. Customer exit, business add-ins. That is a classical or new badges that we can be utilized. Additional menu options are merged into the SAP GUI status. They can identified by special function code that is started with the plus sign like this. When the function module, sorry, when the functional code is implemented, you can change the text of the menu option and they change the icon as well. However, this is a possible only if the SAP developer provide the option. The menu enhancement always provided along with the program enhancement, which you can use to implement the logic which can be executed with the menu options is chosen. This is the menu available into the GUI status. For that one, this program branch has been provided into the standard setup. This program in the customer exit, we are implementing that one or in the form of customer baddies, business add-ins or in the customer exit function model, we are implementing these things. Next to that, screen enhancement. Screen exit provides an option to add the additional element on a SAP screen without modifying the screen. You can add both SAP standard fields and custom fields from the append structure to the screen like this one. This is the provide screen exit. The developer must perform the following task. That is defining the subscreen area that I have been marked here. Defining the subscreen area, specify the corresponding calls in the flow logic, provide the framework for the data transport, and finally, documentation. That is including the enhancement into the in an enhancement. That is defining the subscreen area, specify specify the corresponding calls into the flow logic, provide the framework for the data transport, include the screen exit in an enhancement that is in the customer exit or the baddie, and maintain the documentation. These four steps we need to be performed. This outline, this is a simplified structure. When we are going to do the practical onto the same, it will be elaborated more onto the same. The figure show the enhancement technique which SAP used over the time. The figure shows the enhancement techniques which SAP used over the time and reason for this introduction. You cannot have more than one active implementation for the menu implementation or screen implementation. However, sometime program exists and BAdIs provide the multiple active implementation. These active implementation processed in the succession at runtime. For that one, the user exit usually only one time it will be implemented, but the BTE, BAdIs are sometimes program exit. That is, the BAdIs provide the multiple implementation of the same. For that one, the all the implementation will be execute in the succession at the runtime. The figures show The figures show the runtime architecture when the program has multiple active implementation. If the BTE or BADI has the multiple active implementation in that one, the program will be sequentially or run all the implementation with the succession. Now, following are the enhancement options offered by the Enhancement Framework of SAP Network 7.0. The implements enhancement point and options, explicit enhancement point, explicit enhancement section, and new badges. These are offered by the uh, Enhancement Framework 7. Based on to the Network 7.0. You can see that the enhancement technique is also evolving day by day. We will be cover this into the we will add the later on the new techniques that are available to modify the SAP standard Fury applications with the help of RAP programming as well into the same series. Next, enhancement point. The enhancement points are the points in SAP program, FM or method in which the customer can add additional logic in the form of source code without making modification. The implicit the implicit enhancement point are point in SAP program where enhancement can be possible, but where SAP development explicitly not provided whereas explicit uh, these points, whereas the explicit enhancement points are explicitly provided by the SAP development. These are the at the start and end of the program. Usually, automatically the SAP provides the provision to add the implicit enhancement without modifying or disturbing the standard code. But if you wanted to check this enhancement point with the framework, that is explicit enhancement point that will be provided by the that need to be configured by the SAP standard development. Any direct change that you make to the object that SAP has delivered is known as a modification. My mistake, something has been missed. Yeah. Overview of enhancement options. Enhancement options allow you to custom to define the following without making any modification. The enhancement options provide these provisions. What we can do in the SAP standard repository objects, that is additional we can add the additional interface parameter in the SAP function module and SAP methods. We can add the additional parameter to the FM or SAP methods. Additional attribute to the method in the SAP class. In the SAP standard class, we can add the additional attribute or method. Replacement of the global SAP methods that are also possible with the this enhancement options. the modification. We will discuss the mod. Now we have covered almost all points of enhancement theoretically. Right now we are exploring the final point of this today's session, that is the modification, and we will be go to the practical sessions one by one. How can we perform the different types of enhancement one by one with the practical example and real-time scenarios. A, this is the modification. Any direct changes that you make to an object into the SAP has delivered by the SAP is known as a modification. The any direct changes that you make to an object that SAP has delivered is known as a modification. After an upgrade, you must compare the new version of SAP objects with the modified version that you have created previously. As of release 4.5, as of release as of release 4.5a, modification assistance has been available to assist while you performing the modifications. A modification adjustment process has also been overhauled. So this type of code changes already been performed. So thanks for today's sessions. We have been covered almost the two topics. That is the enhancement, all options of enhancement we have been covered theoretically. Right in the successive sessions, we will look one by one practical with the complete elaboration. This is the overview of the all the options available for the enhancement and modification. Thank you.